Welcome back, everyone, to the Irish Furian. I am the Irish Furian. So, um, you know, we're farmed and we exist within eugenics programs. What I want to say is that there are many different reasons for why there's mass immigration into Ireland at the moment. Most notably, it's because of the lack of Irish people. And that's for a few different reasons. But I'm these are all kind of side issues to what I want to get to, which is that I believe college is a form of population control. Now, as I said, there are many forms of population control. Even PlayStation is a form of population control. And first thing you're going to think, you're crazy. Not when I tell you how, right? So, men like missions, okay? As men go, we like missions. Like if you look at soldiers, they have missions. If you like when men relate to women, they relate to them directly, and if there's a problem, they look for a solution. With women, they're not always looking for a solution. They're looking for consolation and the fact that you are expressing your ability to console and protect them. Okay, they're looking for that kind of like investment. But us men, we're problem solvers. We like missions. We like to have a mission, and we like to engage, and we like to deconstruct, reconstruct, and achieve. Okay. So, what is a PlayStation game made up of? Missions. What is a man's ultimate mission? It's to be a husband and a father. Okay? That is a man's ultimate mission. PlayStation games are missions. They keep a man distracted. They keep him distracted and engaged in abstract virtual missions, which don't exist within the real world. They're virtual and they're abstract. So that's how they keep young men from starting families. They distract them. Another way is to send young people off to college to be educated, okay? As if you can't educate yourself if you're passionate enough about something. Now, granted, I understand that there's a civilization and that through education you get degrees, and from that degree you quite possibly get a job. Not always the case. If you get in the past, it was where you got your foot in the door, or it was who you knew, and if you were suitable for the job and you proved yourself competent, you continued in that job. And oftentimes too, you see people are interviewed and are chosen not because of their degrees and others, but because they are seen to be very competent and capable at the particular job that they're being interviewed for. So college doesn't necessarily give you the opportunity for the job that you're looking for. You can learn on the job, you can learn at the job, you can study at the job. That was the way it was done in the past. So I believe what college is now is to take young people who are at their most fertile. This is why young people in their late teens, early 20s, they're absolutely beautiful. They're reproductively expressing their fertility in their being, their body, physically, and that's why they look so good. But what college does is it takes that and it squanders it. It basically bides away the time while the person is at college and wastes the most fertile years for being a parent and for starting a family. And so that's why we ended up in our society further down the road believing that people shouldn't really have a family until they are in their late 20s. Now even it went so far as the early 30s. Just go out and enjoy yourself, blah, blah, blah. And what you end up with a collapsing civilization. So the other thing about that is, and I'll focus on women here, but the same can be said for men, but more so the female psyche gets broken in college because they go out to college and they are surrounded by young men There's no emphasis on family. There's no emphasis on marriage. Just sex for the sake of it as a sport, for a quick engagement. And what that does, women are not designed for that. No matter what they say, no matter what people tell you, women's psychology are not designed for that. They're designed for, if you put your in a woman's, you're basically telling her, you're basically saying to her that you are going to be accountable for any baby that's made from that encounter, because that's what that encounter is for. It's for making a baby. Okay, that's genuine. Like that is the psychological high game that's played during an encounter like that. And that's why in wiser and older societies you had arranged marriage, you had marriages, and all emphasis was on the marriage for a very young person, so that they could be protected and held in a secure position for the creation of new life. But what we do in our broken and dysfunctional Western lifestyles is we send our young people at their most fertile out to areas and places where we have no connection to them. They're away from us now, and they don't know how to be in the world. They're only going on what they fear and on what they have learned from others. They're protected and surrounded by these things, and throw into the mix alcohol, throw into the mix drunken nights out, young women surrounded by men who just want to get them into bed and basically not take accountability for their behavior, which is what I'm describing. You end up with broken psychologies. You end up with women that have numerous sexual encounters that leave them feeling broken and used and destroyed in that regards. And so they lose faith in men, and men don't know how to be morally strong and take stability. And you will get, of course, you'll get relationships out of these encounters and eventually marriages, but not to the number and extent that a wiser, more solid, foundational society would give. So I believe college is a form of population control. It destroys the marriage, it destroys the expression and the ultimate creation of family life for a lot of people. And a lot of people end up lost. A lot of people end up wasting their best years and only getting it together very late in life and maybe having one or two children. Whereas older societies would give the security of children to those people. They would have the future security of having babies and then grown adults, which you would hope would look after them. Like, that's of course if there's not alcohol in the mix. So basically, I believe college is population control, or one of them. Talk soon.